Yeah.
Big hood in the building. What up? How about the boys? The Dallas Cowboys, that is. What up? What up? How about the boys? What up?
Practice, you got 'em.
What up? They bring the noise. I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys. What up?
It's so hard to pay attention. I'm looking at you guys and I see Tay burning herself on pizza in the background.
Well, that's a big we back.
We back.
I need to turn you guys up here. If
Turn
I
us
turn
up.
you guys up here, it's not going to catch. Do you guys hear any of the back volume here?
No, I'm gonna turn you up too, though. I want to get a little bit more you.
Get me going.
What the
So we're
people
gonna jump
tune in
into this
for?
right away. If you're looking for us on any type of social media platform, you can just go to @Cowboys CanFan on IG, TikTok, Twitter. The YouTube's a little bit different. What do we got to go to for the YouTube?
YouTube, you just go to youtube.com/Cowboys CanFan and just add on podcast, Cowboys CanFan podcast. That's where all of the good YouTube stuff is, all of the clips,
And
episodes, etc.
And if you rewind and you see that I just looked over at Alex a second ago because I thought he was going to go to the actual YouTube page so I could cut over to it. He ain't done it, though.
Oh, and we have actually pretty big excitement with the IG while Alex is scrambling.
Yep.
4,000 followers today on the IG. We hit the 4K mark.
Well, let's show off that
Okay.
we're clips. We're over the hill. We're already at 4,003. So sweet.
Get us
Thanks
that
for everything.
Skrilla.
And Anth doesn't follow just anyone. So you
No, I
know,
don't.
if you ever need
499 lucky people.
That's right. And if you ever need, he'll never go over that. And if you ever need to find out the record of the Cowboys, this is the website that you come.
Updated live.
And then look at us. We're just cooking with gas on these subscribers.
Look at that.
If you've been one of our few longtime listeners and you heard us talking about the getting to 100, we are nearly at 200. We are 177 subscribers.
Yeah, we're flying. We
So-
kind of hit the booster since we got past the 100. It's like YouTube wants you to get past that 100, and then they start rewarding you a little bit with a little bit of their algorithm action.
That's right. It's like your girlfriend or significant other, and you just got to put in the time and effort, and then once you get through, you're gonna be having a lot of sex all the time.
Well, and look, we get a lot of engagement, and we're very active on those YouTube comments. So if you want to come talk Cowboys, or if you want to just come in and chirp us, by all means, it's all nothing but love. And the other last but not least news, we've been talking about it every single week, but if you look on the front, it almost looks like we're a fucking NASCAR with all these sponsors coming up. We got our two sponsors. We're on the Pigskin Podcast Network, and we got DraftKings. So make sure you're using that promo code TPPN. We're actually running a pretty... maybe you could bring that image up if you go to the Twitter. If you follow us on Twitter and you retweet this and you sign up, if you don't actually have DraftKings right now and you want a chance to get a free $200 bet, well, one, if you're brand new to DraftKings, you use the promo code TPPN, you'll get some deals. But more importantly, if you hop onto our Twitter sphere, get a chance to win a $200 gift card. Think of all
To the NFL shop.
To the NFL shop. Think of all of that money, and it's probably in USD. So us Canadians, it's like we got $500 there. But,
So now that we've sold ourselves out a little bit, what do we got going on in Cowboy Nation?
Well,
What the people are here for? The Cowboy Nation, son.
Cowboy Nations.
We're gonna get to a nice in-depth as we get, anyways. A preview of the Patriots Cowboys coming up here week 6. However, let's look at the NFL power rankings. Let's look back a little bit and see now that the dust has settled from week 5. Let's see. We're gonna go through a few articles here. So,
You guys haven't looked yet. You guys
have not looked yet. No,
I did look.
Okay.
I read up.
I don't even know what the fuck a power ranking is. So no, I haven't looked.
So it's basically the teams 1 to 32. Where do you think the Cowboys are right now?
I think the Cowboys... Ooh, crack him if they got him. I think the Cowboys are sitting at like number 5.
Okay, AJ, what do
On
you
the
think?
power
I
rankings.
can't even remember where they were, but if Chiefs fall to 10th, I'm going to say that they're probably 8th.
8th? Okay, I already know what they're at.
Okay,
No,
so
Bandwagon Boy 1 is some sort of like prophet,
is he?
I think.
Let's
Did I
go.
say number 5?
You said 5.
So we got the Bills number 1. Hey, There's our kind of our sweet gal, maybe our side piece.
The Bandwagon Boys are going to next season. We're going to Bandwagon Boys are running a YouTube channel called the Bandwagon Boys Join the Bills Mafia.
Oh geez,
I just get Stewart and I'm back to filming in my kitchen.
We leave you alone.
We hard knocks.
Out. Yeah, we
hard knocks and go to a different team.
A different team every year. Bills Mafia is our team next year.
Number 2, Arizona Cardinals, probably one of my most hated teams for no other reason.
Respect it, though.
I respect it. I just hate birds, so I don't like the Cardinals. Tampa Bay, the 4-1 bucket. Oh, shit. Well, look at that little slippery slip.
So I was wrong.
So
But that's good. I'd rather be wrong in here. We're number 4 instead of number 5.
Tampa Bay dropped down.
I just got surprised. I thought we were number 5 when I looked at it. So I guess we're 4.
Oh, and we were previously number 6. So, I mean, a significant move up. Who'd we jump ahead of then? It was Chargers and Green Bay.
Oh, yeah, GB.
Interesting.
Which I'm glad that we're 4th, but I'm still on the fence here. Like, out of good teams that we've played, I'd say out of good teams that we've played, we're 1-1. The Tampa Bay Bucks we obviously lost to on opening night, and then the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah.
The LA Chargers we beat.
Yeah.
But besides that, I'd say the other teams aren't that great.
Yeah, which is the flack that we're getting at Cowboys Nation is that we haven't beat anybody notable yet this season.
And we won't play anyone notable until besides the Bucks, who we lost to. Though the next notable team or like kind of measuring stick is going to kind of be Kansas City.
Kansas City, then the Raiders. Kansas City and Raiders. That's a tougher week.
The only thing I would say, and I'm going to correct myself in a second after we look at this, because I'm going to look at the defensive power rankings. But have we not played? Like, I don't think the offenses have been there for, obviously, last week, Cowboys, they lost 2 of their stars before half, I think, or really close to that.
Well, it was 10-10 with a decent amount of their team because they were still missing people. They were still missing a few starters. Are we talking Tampa Bay or the Giants? You're talking the Giants, right? We're talking last week.
Yeah, last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what fucking team isn't missing starters?
I know. But when you're starting running back and you're starting quarterback go down, it sounds like you're the Chilliwack Knights, Anthbes fantasy football team.
Well,
just losing everybody.
On the rankings, the Carolina Panthers are ranked 3rd in defensive power rankings. So, I think that's fair enough. I don't think they have the offense to put up the same numbers, but I think that
right.
They lost to Philly though. They lost to the Eagles. That automatically makes me not think I automatically think they're not a good team.
No, and I don't.
Philly.
I mean,
that makes
that's
me
a
think that
really
us
good
beating
point.
Carolina means fuck all.
Well, regardless, the kick against the Bucks was 1 field goal away from a victory, and a couple first game jitter plays away from winning.
If we had our soundboard working, I would cue up the line. Any racer, any real racer will tell you winning's winning. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. So regardless,
The Rock?
No, The Rock has. So despite the fact that The Rock has beef with Vin Diesel, it's like Vin Diesel says, "Winning's winning." We are 4-1.
An inch or a mile. We know the line, bro. We know the line. But there is a difference in the NFL if you're winning between 20 touchdowns or 1 touchdown. This was the one thing I did say last week. If the Cowboys came in and they whooped on the Giants, I would finally kind of be like, "Okay, we're real." And we did. We beat them 44-20.
And you still can't get over it. You still have
40 burger, baby. Let's go.
But you know what? This is what it is, and I might be right there with you, but it's okay if you're always expecting to lose, the victories feel so much better.
And I wouldn't say I'm always
not expecting to lose.
I would say I'm not always expecting us to lose.
Yeah.
I'm always expecting us to get like blindsided by a team we should beat. Like with the Pats. On paper, we should smoke the Patriots.
Right.
Yeah, and
we're going to get into. We should smoke the Patriots. What are they on the rankings?
On the rankings here or on the defensive ranking? They were top
ranking.
Team ranking. Let's go. We're going down. We're scrolling down. We're still going.
Fest.
It's we're now in the bottom half of the league.
Take that, Belichick.
22.
Ugh.
22.
Well, it just plays into the narrative that we're
young QB though.
Mac Jones.
And you know what? You don't have a lot of tape on Mac Jones, and you don't really know what he's really capable with a few more games and a few more weeks. I still think it with Bill Belichick, the Cowboys. I actually went and watched them play the Patriots in 2016 or 2015, and they got their asses. 2015, and they got their asses handed to them. But they obviously had Tom Brady. We were missing Tony Romo and Des Bryant. But I would love. I hope we just whoop on them because.
Our lion's going to be prowling because he wants some Mac lunch.
Yep.
I think, and that's my bold prediction this
rookie
week.
Crime.
Oh yeah, that's my bold prediction this week. But we'll get into that in a bit here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have to go over some bold predictions.
Okay. Anything else remnant of the game last week that we missed in our post-game discussion?
I think we covered that game pretty well with the live stream.
I think so.
Post-game reaction.
Yeah, and I don't think anything really big was lingering from it anyways.
Right.
Maybe the only thing actually, and we can just look at that really quickly, was the injury report from the game. Trevon Diggs is missed practice with an ankle injury, and you also mentioned that Zeke Elliott was on it as well.
Yeah, so there's and Randy Gregory, but these early week, Wednesday injury reports are always a little hard to go by.
Yeah.
Because there's guys that are nicked up that they're going to have, and especially a guy like Zeke Elliott who's going to get more Wednesdays, maybe Tuesdays off than other guys because he's in his 6th year. He's got a lot of miles on him. So you can't really look too hard at these. You start really getting concerned if they're on the injury report, say Friday, Saturday. And I'm not too concerned about anyone that's on it right now.
When they miss practice, they're still suiting up with.
They're still there. They're still
yeah.
If Trevon Diggs was probably just on the sideline, on the bike, or they're still there. It's not like or if it's really bad, they're getting treatment. So it really depends on the injury.
And now Donovan Wilson, though, he's been out for 2 games, I believe, right?
No, he hasn't even played yet. Donovan Wilson,
Oh.
he was our starting safety from last year. He came into the position halfway through the season. Actually had a really good season last year out of how bad our defense was. He was kind of one of the lone bright spots, but he got hurt early on in the preseason or even before preseason. He hasn't even played yet.
So who have we been having? This is such a fucking bandwagon boy question. I know we've had.
If you got him.
Crack 'em if you got him. I know we've had Kazi or Kazi.
Casey.
But who's been our other?
So safeties, you've had Casey, Kearse,
Kearse, right.
Hooker, and Ken O'Neill kind of, but those have kind of been our 3 guys: Casey, Kearse, and Hooker.
And so it'll be Casey and Wilson when Wilson's back to full.
It's tough.
Will be the starters,
It's tough to say. Kearse has probably been, I think, one of our shining stars.
That's
so
right.
far.
That's right. Yeah.
So
And I guess
it's tough to say. It's tough. It's one of those things. They'll always find a spot for guys to get plays if they're good enough. But a big thing of this week, we have was Ken O'Neill back last week?
No, he
He
off.
wasn't. So
was
he's
still
back
off.
this week, which is huge. That's going to really help out the defense.
This isn't the COVID list here. That's just the.
Sorry.
Of course, I caught. Look, we're just off right now. You know what I'm saying? We're just a little bit off our game. When Anthbes goes remote, everything is a shit show.
He's on the COVID list. Still?
No, Ant's not on the COVID list.
No, not. Guys.
No, I'm healthy. I'm healthy as brew.
Yeah,
So
I don't
what
know.
we got going on? So we got the injury report. I'm not worried about it. I don't think any of those main names are going to be off or not playing. Maybe Donovan Wilson, or what's his face there? Gallup is supposed to be starting back in practice next week, but he's not even on the injury report because he's on IR. So
Yeah, exactly. So looking forward to him. So good thing is a bunch of players, or anyways, a couple players coming back who have only played a few games or even just no games this year. So adding depth, that's what I'd like to see. Maybe another reason why Jalen Smith, RIP, is no longer needed on the squad.
For 100%. They just, yeah.
Too
I'm done
much.
even talking about that,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just glad he's gone, but you're right.
That's so
Another
week
reason
5.
why they could let go of him and get him out of the building.
Okay, and here's another list that was shared, and I have not looked at myself. Have you, Ed? I know, and
No.
But we did this last week. We looked at it last week.
yeah,
What was Dak last week?
2.
So do you guys think he remained, or do you think he fell, or what do you think?
I think he probably fell one spot just because he didn't have he didn't have like a super high stat game.
300 yards, 4 touchdowns.
I know, but now everyone's throwing for 400 yards. So I'm not saying it wasn't a lot.
I think
trying
he
to pick a
holds.
reason. You think he
I
holds?
think he holds.
Shall we?
Stay.
Shall we pull down this article's pants?
Oh, hang on, let me just fix this. I can't. Anyways.
Pull it down. Whip it out. Whip out this article's juice.
Whoa, Tom Brady, number
TB.
one.
Well, of course TB's number one.
He moved up 3.
Weak percent, 66%. But I guess when you're throwing 15 passes to 2 interceptions, that doesn't really matter. He only has 2 fumbles. Wow.
And 70
And a rushing tada.
Wow, Justin Eber moved up 3 as well. 1,500 yards,
he had
67%.
a game last week.
Don't like him.
Don't like his face.
Now let's see. There he is.
Dakota Rain's falling out. How do you feel about that?
Just back 1. I mean, he's got much lower yards, but from both of them. Although his passing to interception ratio is really good. So
and he's completing almost 74% of his passes. I don't mind it. Like I said, I think I said it last week. If he's in the top 10 or even the top 5, I mean, I'm happier than pig and shit. Because you look at some of these teams with some of their back end quarterbacks. Like, I mean, Dak's putting up the numbers we need. And yeah, he's had some fumbles. I'd like to see how many of those were lost fumbles and how many. I guess they only counted if they're lost.
They only count them if they're lost.
Okay.
Because last game, he was at 4 fumbles.
Yeah, he fumbled last week.
I know. So he's at 4 fumbles before.
Not really his fault though. Shitty snap.
I know. Terrible snap. Too bad we didn't have that.
I think regardless, it's 5. That's a lot. It's just a lot of fumbles. And
what were the other guys? Herbert
2,
1, Brady 2. Who's number 4? He got 5 fumbles there.
Oh, I mean, look. I mean, he got 5. Lamar Jackson got 5 fumbles this last game. That Monday nighter. He fumbled.
Who's 5?
We got Kyler Murray.
Okay, so maybe 5 fumbles is quite a bit.
Go back up to so 4 interceptions, 3 interceptions, 3 interceptions, and then Herbert. What did that fucker get? 3 interceptions, and then Brady's 2 interceptions. Okay.
I mean, look, he's 100. If he had another game or 2 that had another 50 or 100 yards, I think it puts him above Herbert.
Okay, well, do we want to start talking about what do we think Dak's going to do to Patriots, or are we not onto there yet?
Yeah, we can do that because we can keep with the Dak what Dak's stat line's going to be. I like that. And do we think he's going to move up or down in the rankings? I think he stays at 3 going into the next week's rankings, and I think he probably has a similar stat line as last week. I'm going to go with like 285, and I'm going to say 4 touchdowns and an interception.
Well, okay, yeah. 4 touchdowns, interception. An interception, though. No fumbles.
No fumbles.
I don't think he's going to throw any interceptions this game.
No. I think they're going to do what they're going to try to mimic what the Bucs did, and they're going to throw a bunch of just run, stop, and rush at him and force him to throw the ball. So I think we're going to see a 400-plus game. And I think, I'm going to say 3+ touchdowns just because I'm making a bold yardage prediction. But I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up throwing 4 touchdowns. It could be to the backfield. I'm not saying 4 to the wide receivers, but
right.
I think that I believe that Belichick will try to mimic the only game that stopped the Patriots this year, and that was the Buccaneers just throwing the wall at them.
The Cowboys?
Pardon?
That stopped the Cowboys?
Yes. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say the Bucs stopped the Cowboys. I think if you want to look at a game that was...
They won.
They won, but if you look at the LA game, I think LA probably did a better job defensively against the Cowboys than the Bucs.
It depends, though, but this is the thing. The Chargers fell right into what the Cowboys win at when they run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? The Bucs stopped the Cowboys' run.
Now,
the Cowboys against the Bucs had no running game.
We're 28-0 under Dakota Rain running a run heavy offense. You think
at this point you pick your poison and you try to make them go one dimensional, and even if they are going to put up a lot of points and a lot of yards, you almost shut down the run because when they have that run going, it just seems like they can't be stopped.
Yeah. Do you think the Cowboys are buying into that stat? Like, or do you think now that's going to when we run, we win. Do you think that they're gonna? Do you think that carries any weight in the locker room?
Well, let's just say both their running backs are in the top 10 in the league right now.
Yeah.
Both of them. I think Tony Pollard has the best yards per carry in the NFL at, I don't even know. I think it's something like 7 or 8 yards per carry. And then Zeke's this has been Zeke's best start out of any year with his yards per carry. So why not keep running them?
Yeah,
and then just take your poison and pick your receiver. When you have CD 1-on-1 or you have Amari Cooper 1-on-1, you take that chance, right?
Yeah,
that shot.
Yeah, exactly. Well, do you think that? Well, actually, what's the Patriots' run defense right now? Like, how is their run defense?
Yeah, they're not bad. They have number 9 on their team. I don't know his name, but he's a unit. The Patriots are always going to have a decent defense with Bill Belichick. They're always going to have. He's a defensive guru, right? They're always going to come at you with a great front seven. But I just don't think they have the offense to battle the Cowboys.
Back it up.
And they're pretty much middle of the pack or right in the middle of the pack when it comes to rushing yards against. I'm not saying that they're going to accomplish that, but I just feel like if I'm Belichick, that's what I'm kind of thinking is like, well, then let's make them pass. Now, the difference is, if I go back on myself a little bit, is that Tom Brady can throw with Dakota, and I don't think that
Mac Jones is at
Mac
that
Jones
point.
can. So
I don't think that Belichick will let Mac Jones do that.
Maybe not yet.
You know what I mean?
Maybe not yet. He's actually showed some poise for a young guy. Like I've watched a couple of Patriots games, and Mac Jones seems like he's going to be able to play in the NFL. 100%.
Has he been cranked pretty hard yet, or?
Actually, the one game I watched, he was getting rid of the ball whenever they blitzed him. He was most efficient when they blitzed him.
Well, let's just keep rolling with. Actually, let's go on this quarterback list. Let's keep rolling with the preview because there's a few things that we can come up and we'll just hit everything else at the end. Because that's just how we roll. We're loose.
Audible.
We're loose. Audible.
We're loose. Like we're loose. We're loose. We're
Loose buttholes, maybe.
Loose buttholes. I'm trying to find our boy. Mac Jones. I do like this guy. He plays with a lot of guff. There was a play that he made a handoff, and the guy ran, I think, the running back ran for maybe like, 40, 50, 60 yards, I can't remember. And Mac Jones was running right up behind and helped push him into the end zone. Like,
that was sweet.
That was
that's
cool.
what you'll get with these until you Daniel Jones yourself and knock yourself out going.
Oh,
first.
man.
You feel a little bit invincible, right?
Yep.
So his most telling stat right here is has 5 touchdown passes, but he also has 5 interceptions. But he does have his completion percentage is pretty good. Rushing doesn't look like we have to worry about his rushing at all. He only has 30 rushing yards.
Look at that.
And then 6.5 yards per attempt. That's kind of it's nothing to really be scared of.
Compared to Tom Brady.
Look
at
what we got up
15.
here. We got 8.3, 7, 6, 7, 9. I think 9. So these guys are all throwing. It's those 2 yards that add up at the end of the game to be 150 yards or whatever it is, right?
100%.
So right now Dak has more yards than Brady and
no, less yards.
No, sorry, the YPA.
Yards per
Yards per average, yeah. So, which is awesome.
yards per attempt, I think.
Yards per attempt. Yeah, sorry, you're right.
So Lamar Jackson has more.
He's got 9.1.
Not that it really matters. Now, is that a question, again, not knowing the answer to it, that's what I'm asking. Are they counting it after, like throwing and then with the run after the catch? So
that's all added. Yards
But
after catch
it
added.
also includes the 0 yards
Right, okay.
that you throw. So
I don't know how much of a factor that is on the actual power rankings, but
well, look at this. That's what I like to see. That's what I want to see. Now, this is 2020 or even 2019 Zeke.
Look at him. Look at how hefty he looks.
He's tiny there.
No, he looks big.
Wimby does look big. But, Patriots open up 4-point favorite for Week 6 at New England. I don't understand betting at all.
Cowboys
Cowboys.
open
What am I talking
4-point
about? Look.
favorites. So right now the Cowboys are favorited by 4 points. They started off favorited as 4 points. Now it's saying they're -3. So Cowboys right now -3. So actually, like, they're thinking that the Patriots are going to play a lot better than the Giants just did.
I wonder if UKSD is going to throw another bet down. And hey, if you're
bet down, I mean,
if
it's a pretty favorable bet.
And look, if I'm looking to make a bet this game this week, it's going to be on this game, and I'm going to use that DraftKings promo code TPPN.
Ooh,
hell yeah, you are.
Get it.
So, but this is the thing I don't understand here. If I was looking at this game, I'm not worried about them being within 3 points if we win. You know, it just seems like they're giving the Patriots a little bit more street cred than they deserve.
It does seem a little off. It seems a little off. Let's look at the team comparisons here, because the spread on this, which I don't know if is updated, is -3.5. So I guess
it always changes. It's always randomly changing.
Yeah.
So even by game time, they kind of go with what the bets are flowing in, right? So at -3, people started probably taking the Cowboys more, so then it went to 3.5, so that people start taking the Patriots again. You know what I mean? So they're constantly changing it. When they opened up at -4, a lot of people were obviously taking the Pats, so then they ended up kind of cutting it down a bit.
Okay, so outside of Mac Jones, could you name 3 players on the Patriots team?
Yep.
White.
Harris, their running back.
Oh no, Jamal White. I mean,
Harry, their wide receiver. Keneal Harry or Henry. He's actually Canadian. And then McCourty, their safety.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Whew, that was a strug.
it's good.
Those are 3, yeah. I mean, I don't really pay attention to them at all.
I know.
Tom Brady, Gronk. I don't really. I've watched the Patriots game, but not really watch it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's just kind of like it was on in the background. And you're like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yep, I agree. I mean, that's why I'm like, that's why I hope. Obviously, when we look at the Patriots of the past, how did the Cowboys do against the Patriots last season? Did they play?
I don't think we played them last season.
Okay.
And we couldn't take it.
We always lose to them. We used to, I don't think we never beat Tom Brady before.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're
Cowboys have never beat Tom Brady before.
If we win against, when we win this Sunday, then the narrative is we don't win against Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, no, not when we see them again.
Which is looking like we probably will in playoffs. I mean, it's still early, 4-1, long ways to go, but I imagine that the Cowboys and the Bucks will play in playoffs.
Are we at
fucking better?
Are we at Foxborough or
No, Dallas.
Look, by that time.
Oh no, sorry, we are at Foxborough.
We're there.
playing
But
in
I'm saying
Foxborough.
when we play, hopefully when we play them in the playoffs, we'll be able to grab and secure a trip to Tampa Bay.
well? Let's
You know what I'm saying? Huh?
let's look
Traveling
at
Why would it
Tampa
be in
Bay?
Tampa Bay?
When we play the Bucks.
Why would it be in Tampa Bay? That means they're the better team, bro.
Well, yeah, you're right. Whatever.
You want to say we'd secure it in Dallas because then they're playing. That
Sure.
means we finished with a better record.
Which I think we actually will. It would be nice to be able to go on a road game.
That's true.
Let's look at some.
I
of
mean,
these,
I guess not in this situation, but whatever.
Not in playoff situation.
Yeah, not in a playoff situation.
not in a NFL playoff situation. With
Listen,
one
guys,
series
I don't
game.
worry about that kind of stuff, okay? I don't worry about that kind of stuff.
Fuck schematics.
Fuck schematics.
So the series trend between these two teams, not that it matters because this dates back to 1971, so it's not like any of this is relevant today. But what I like to see is more of the coaching record. So 6-7 overall. I guess this is Cowboys. I don't know.
Did you just stop
No,
that for a
this is-
second? Or
I'm
like,
trying.
This is the Cowboys.
No, because I didn't. It
I
doesn't
guess this
tell
is
you.
Cowboys.
It just says overall record. It doesn't say who. So, but this is a Patriots breakdown. So the Patriots have 6 wins. The Cowboys have 7. But most telling is Bill Belichick versus Dallas is 6-1 and 5-0 with New England.
Yeah, so we've never, since I've been watching football, like I said, we've never beat New England. So this will still feel good if we can. And then look at Mike McCarthy versus New England.
Yeah, 1-3.
So this is a coach versus coach thing. If you don't think Mike McCarthy knows his record against Bill Belichick, and knows that the Cowboys are 5-0 against Bill Belichick, I'd be using that on my to pump up my players, right? Like, sure, the Pats might not seem like this good team, but the Cowboys have never beat Belichick and the Patriots.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be riding that call to battle right there.
Yeah.
Well, and let's have a look at some of their stats so far this year while we're going through here. So,
Did you write this tale of the tape up?
I
Because it fucking looks like a Google Doc.
No, I should
Where
be.
did you
God,
get this?
it looks like our very first fantasy football
I know.
page that we were on.
Yeah.
Well, this is
It's like a GeoCities page.
This is from Patriots.com because there was literally, I mean, I'm sure it exists, but just for the fun of it, there was literally no.
Do you think Belichick is the one who's updating the stats on Patriots.com?
And he doesn't have any pivots to automate this. He put punches in every number himself.
He takes it from. He doesn't even use Google Sheets. He uses like an Excel document. He
prints
from
it
from his Windows 98. There's no way he has new tech.
Yeah.
He's using. We got to keep moving this because Anthbes is starting to fade on us there.
Are you on?
Oh yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay. Well, look. Total yards. We've got the Cowboys at nearly 2,200 and the Pats at nearly 1,600. So we've got them there by a full game, a game's worth of yards. You can see right here. We're our total offense. We're second.
Rank second.
440 basically.
So
And-
the rank right now, we're ranked second in offense, and they're ranked 26.
That's right.
Massive.
That's huge.
That's a huge spot. The numbers don't even really matter. The ranking is you can kind of see how everyone else is with that. Basically, even rush. Here's the big telling point: our rush offense is carrying us right now.
It is.
Yeah.
But you know what? We are one place away with our pass offense away from being in the top 10 there as well.
Fair.
So, although 170 yards rushing, that's per game. That's awesome.
But going back to it, we want to win those games. So let's have better rushing and even if our passing's 10. So my question is, who is number one? Who's in the top? Who's number one for passing?
For passing?
Yeah.
Well, keep talking while I.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm
gonna
watching.
say the
It
Cardinals.
doesn't say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it must be the Cardinals.
I don't know. Just a quick
Doesn't
guess.
matter.
I was like watching the screen, waiting for it. The main thing when you look at those stats, we're pretty much most of our rankings are in the top 10, and most of their rankings are in the 20s. So on paper, we should go in there and we should steamroll these fucks. But that doesn't always work that way. And it's another one of those games. If we want to be a Super Bowl contender, if we want to be,
Let's not get fancy.
pardon?
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you didn't cut me off. I lost you there. It cuts off here. I don't even know what I was going to say there.
If we want to be a Super Bowl,
if we want to go
yeah.
deep into playoffs, this is another game, one of those games where we should win by 20 points.
And
choke those motherfuckers out, and I think we have to play. I want to say blue collar football, but I want to be like we have to make sure we're ground and pounding. I think.
So one thing we didn't do last week,
fancy.
and I wanted to do, we did it for the Carolina game. If you had to pick who you thought our top fantasy producer would be, like, because we don't really touch on fantasy football that often, and I like it. I like talking about fantasy football plus the Cowboys. So if you guys will do both teams, obviously not including the quarterbacks, because quarterbacks usually will get the most fantasy points per team. But if you had to pick for the Cowboys, who would be your pick this game to get the most points?
quarterback excluded.
Yeah, and you can't pick Dak.
I think Schultz is going to have. I think
funny
Schultze is
enough,
gonna have a
I was
game
going to say Schultze, but since you're
going to think Schultze is going to have the most fantasy points.
this week. Yep.
it's interesting.
That's a bold prediction in itself.
I could see him going for 100 and a TD.
He'd have to, I think, to get the highest points. I think 100 in a TD right now would be probably the highest. But Zeke's been both last 2 weeks. I think Zeke's had multi-touchdown games and over 100 yards, so that's going to be hard. My pick, I'm going to go with TP20. I think he has a breakout game, and I think he outrushes Zeke and scores a tug or two.
Man, I have to. I don't know. It's going to be CD or Cooper, and they're going to get one of them is going to get like 120 plus yards, maybe even
flip a coin and
Dose.
pick one.
Look, I got Zeke. And
I
I got Zeke, Schultze, and Lamb out on my fantasy team. So
You know
So
what?
you're happy with any of them?
I'm a pack of 88s boy. I've always been a pack of 88s boy. I'm
Yeah.
going to go CD.
So
Okay.
you think CD you said Schultz, which is bold as fuck. If this comes true,
Yeah.
if you pull this off,
You can pie in the face me.
And I think TP20. What about for the Pats?
Ooh, I mean, fuck me, I don't know.
Harris.
Harris.
Harris. Let's all go Harris. Okay, well,
If you're with us this amount of time, thank you for listening or tuning into our podcast. You realize you're not so caught up with yourselves because we don't even know 4 players on the fucking Patriots coming up, so we can't even bold predict.
They're not even in the NFC.
Fuck these
Who gives
guys.
a fuck about the
Fuck
Patriots?
these chumps.
the last thing let's look at for the game here is just this defensive points allowed and total touchdowns scored. I mean, like, what the hell is going on here? We're trying to run a damn show. We're sponsored by DraftKings, Adam, and
Use
we're
the
on
code
the
TPPN.
Hey,
Okay.
did you run that yet?
Yeah. Okay, bring this up on the screen there so Anth can have a look. Because
Oh,
this
wait,
is
now,
where
now,
this
now,
is.
now you're telling me how to do my job. Now you're telling me how to do my job.
This is where
It's not a
Now
job.
you're telling me
until
how
you
to
make
do my
money off of it.
job.
Yeah, that's right. This is
Now
a
you're-
hobby. I'm just
Now,
guiding you.
now you're telling
I'm
me how to
just
do my
guiding.
hobby.
Okay,
Hey,
so
you just have an expensive hobby right now. Make some money and then I'll tell you how to do your job.
that's right. Now,
You're not going to be my boss.
as good as our
Fine. I don't want to be anyone's boss.
as good as our guys, can you
Okay,
please
sorry,
fucking
sorry,
get
sorry,
back
sorry.
to the damn stats? I'm trying to
Okay,
pulse
okay,
here,
sorry.
okay? I'm trying to get
Sorry.
a pulse on.
Sorry. Run it back.
Don't
Run it back.
okay.
Run it back.
Okay. The Cowboys are ranked 25th overall defensively. The Pats are ranked 5th. Surprisingly, their pass defense is the most dominant. So I might be actually wrong in what I said, and the defense might run all over, but I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to my theory.
Yeah, I like
think-
it. You got to stick to your guns.
Yeah.
My bold prediction about Schultz, the other one I was going to say besides Schultz was TP. I think TP is going to have. I feel that Zeke is going to have a good. I think RB1 and RB2 are going to both put up 2 touchdowns each.
So let's go. That's 2 touchdowns each.
Yep, you hear me, bitch.
Is that your bold prediction?
That's fucking
Yeah,
huge.
You
that's
may
my
as well
bold.
jump into these
That's-
right
yeah,
now.
let's
or
jump
bold
into bold
predictions.
That's my
predictions.
bold prediction.
Then we'll move into the
Say
extracurriculars.
it. Let's see what you said.
Double Dragon, TP20.
So you think slash and dash, or what were you calling
Splash
them
and
before?
Dash or
Splash and Dash.
are
I
going
like
to get
slash
2.
and dash.
Slash and Dash are going to get 2 TDs up each.
Passing
Wow.
or running, it doesn't. It can be a combo.
2 TDs.
Yeah.
There's no rush
So 4 TDs total.
from from these motherfuckers.
RB1 and RB2. Wow, that is bold. AJ, what is your bold prediction?
I go bold prediction. I go. Dak going 400 plus. Is that bold?
Not really.
No, that's
bold.
pretty mediocre. Hey, guess what?
500 would be bold.
Smells
No.
Smells mediocre. to
I'm gonna
me.
go 450 yards passing and 4 touchdowns.
That's 5 would be bolder.
I can't do that. I already pushed it up to 450. I gotta have some.
500 would be bolder. Okay,
I know.
I'm gonna go. The Lion, Micah Parsons.
It's more bold.
Gets his first NFL touchdown.
Whoa! So a pick six or just a fumble recovery
I
doesn't
don't have
matter
to
either.
answer that.
Doesn't have to answer that. It's gonna be he's gonna Mac lunch him, and then he's gonna pick up he's gonna sack Mac Jones so hard that Mac Jones is gonna fumble it, and then Micah with one hand is gonna scoop it up, and he's gonna fucking take it to the home. He's gonna take it to the house.
Take it to TD lunchtime.
TD lunchtime.
That's my bold prediction.
And then it's gonna cut.
Parsons NFL touchdown.
And then it's gonna cut away to a shot of Zeke on the sidelines like this.
Yeah. Just fucking in his fucking hair just froed out.
looking good.
With that
Looking
great
good.
ass beard. Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna end the pod on this. The biggest news of the week.
Biggest news of the week and the most.
Maybe biggest news
Of
of
the
the
year.
NFL year so
Yeah,
far.
for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty big, and I think this is just the fucking pinhole, and it's about to tear that anal fissure wide open here. John Gruden sent a bunch. Well, I wouldn't say a bunch, but I actually don't know too much about the story. He sent racist.
Neither do I, to
He
be
sent racist, homophobic, and this is what I'm saying. The headline said.
yeah, misogynistic.
Racist, misogynistic. I think most of it was actually homophobic slurs that he was using.
Yeah.
Derogatory slurs in an email directed at John Goodell.
Yeah, no, Roger Goodell.
Roger Goodell. Who's John Goodell? I think I was thinking John Goodell.
John Goodell. It's like what? Were you thinking John Goodman or something like that? So Roger Goodell. So you're thinking. Okay, first before we get into it,
Crack 'em.
Peach. You know what? Peach.
Crack them
Whatever.
all.
Crack 'em if you got 'em.
So
Or
Roger.
your butthole.
So yeah, what happened, Adam? Break us down.
Emails back and forth. There was a couple of call outs about Roger Goodell and also the dude who is the main guy for the NFL Players Association. A lot of it stems around 2011 when he was complaining about the fact that there was pressure to draft a queer player into the NFL, as well as just making certain misogynistic comments about women refs, and then the fact that he called Roger Goodell an F-bomb, not the fuck bomb, but the other F-bomb.
Yeah.
Just being very toxic masculinity and
Well, and the thing, it obviously whatever coach said it'd be terrible, but right now on the Raiders, the first openly homosexual players on the Raiders. So imagine how that guy feels reading about his coach.
Yeah.
Email.
Here's the only thing I'll ever say about these things is, and I don't know how recent these were, but I don't think that really matters.
2011.
Okay,
2011. Yep.
That we can go ahead and say what we don't really know what goes on in the actual locker room, how John Gruden maybe approached that player or not. Like, he obviously came out as gay, and if John Gruden was a homophobe, as people are calling him, then of course that's going to be probably add some. I mean, it'd be hard for you not to hide that, I would think, right? Anyways, I don't know enough. I've never been a homophobe, so I don't know. But
this is, like you said, this is going to blow up. I guarantee this isn't the first person that this is going to happen to, or the last person that it's going to happen to.
Can you see how did the emails get leaked? Obviously, the emails got leaked. So one, this is also
Julian Assange or whatever
pre Me Too era, where people were where people were a lot more cautious after the Me Too era about what they're sending in emails. So this was back in the time where things like this, you just feel like you could send out a professional email, and call someone down like that. So a lot of offsides at that time. Probably they never thought that if this email ever got released, that he would have to resign. But the fact is, it's 2021. We do live in a different time than what 10 years ago. So regardless, without getting into the whole cancel culture, and he in a professional setting, he was absolutely
that's right
on the wrong side.
I think that's what we got to look at is this is your now. All that aside, this would be a warning to everyone, and this is a statement that I'm not that I never created myself. You never want to meet your heroes because they are real people, and let's be honest, there's some comments that I share with friends to this day in chats that if anyone saw them out of context would be but it's because I know that they know where I'm going. And I'm not saying it's anything near what was said in these emails. I'm just saying, if anyone could read some of my messages out of context and not realize, I'm playing a character in that
how
message.
else was I supposed to take that dick pic that you sent?
Hey, just feeling really stiff at the moment. Yeah. No, but where So his
But
clue,
that's a different setting than him sending it to
Totally.
an NFL
Now-
Player Association guy.
now
So who did he send it to? This is the thing I'm confused about. He did send it to the
Art. What was the guy's name?
Roger Goodell.
No. Exchange emails with Allen. No,
Right.
he. I don't know. It doesn't really say who. It just says that he exchanged emails with Allen, and I guess Allen is an owner of the Washington.
Yeah. He's
Okay, so right here. So per to the Times, Gruden and Allen, who also would include Ed Drosty, who's a
Allen's the owner of the Washington football team.
Yeah, and then Ed Drosty is the co-founder of Hooters. Jim McVeigh, an executive who has run the Outback Bowl, and Nick Reeder, the founder of the PDQ restaurants, in the emails.
It's stupid of all of them to have this, but you're right. They didn't know what the hell. We didn't know that. I didn't know that anything I put in Twitter in 2011 was going to come back and bite me. And I good thing I never used it. But when you use the no words, the N word, the F word in the email, there's pretty much no coming back from that. Where I don't think it's fair is to, and I don't know the whole context, but there's another line here where it says like clueless anti-football pussy. And they're equating the term pussy to the same as the F word and the N word. And that's where I kind of draw a line where it's like, hey, some of this stuff, you have to have a reasonable head where it's like, maybe you don't think men should speak like that, or you think that's not you, but the person might think that's toxic masculinity. But newsflash, like, this is the reality of these scenarios. Yeah. Even the people who you think are acting the most progressive, just fucking, like, you know, I won't get political at all, but look back at some politicians 10 years ago and find out where that are Democrats today or Republicans doesn't matter, but Democrats today, and look how they voted on gay rights in 2010, 2013. You'll see that a lot of them were not pro-gay rights, and now they are. So if we're going to keep looking back 10 years and judging people on these things, it's just very hard to allow people to progress themselves. And you know what? This is a completely isolated incident, I guess, from that, because as Anthony, you mentioned earlier, this is, I think, the tip of the iceberg, and I wonder what else is going to fall out from this.
Did they say who leaked it?
No, that's a good question.
Well, you looking at what I'm about to say. I'll say this while you're looking at it. So the fact of the matter is the same. Whoa.
That was Anth. He's just getting a pizza.
Jeez, I had a weird shift in my audio there for a second.
I don't think it's known. Sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, it was leaked to the Times, so it's an anonymous source. So it's someone maybe that was at the time saved that stuff just to get back at John Gruden. The other thing is we don't know how he is in the locker room. We don't know how we don't know who you scorn. Like there's a lot of scenarios that we don't know about the situation. Maybe at one point Gruden's going to be able to come back and he's going to be able to explain it all. But at the end of the day, he's a product of the environment he grew up in. And I don't mean like his home life. I just mean like sports in general. So for like the last X amount of years, it's locker room talk. That's how people, and I'm not saying it's right, but that's just how.
That's just what it is.
You're growing up in that environment. You're talking to other guys. It's that locker room chat. It's those comments that saying the word pussy. And like, so again, not being right. Does he need to resign? Well, yeah, he probably shouldn't be with this amount of heat and in today's climate.
You're just a distraction.
You're just a distraction. So it's probably the best move for him to resign. And maybe he comes back for a three-peat in a few years to be the coach of the Raiders. But at the end of the day, I don't agree with cancel culture just automatically calling somebody out and then it ending and like just without even like looking at the situation or hearing both sides. I think it's a little too drastic. Obviously, the counter to that is that for so many years, you don't hear the victim's voice and you know, white males are getting away with so much stuff. So I totally understand it. I just think that obviously a situation like this, it is going to continue to change how the NFL is, all the way down to something as stupid as you're not allowed taunting anymore. Like something like that, they change those types of rules that you can't taunt anymore. So when something like this comes out, do you think that there's going to be some internal investigations happening? I bet you there will be. I bet you there's going to be some massive internal investigations.
Yeah,
100%.
and I think the and to answer your question, they were leaks, so I don't think there's really an answer as to who. They were just leaked
Anonymous
to the wall. So there was some kind of racially charged emails that he sent as well. So again, I won't stick up for him. He needed to resign, and he
Sounds
should.
like you are.
No, he need. It's two different thoughts. Like, I love the Raiders, of course, but I don't think I don't. I mean, it really racism is really hard for me to. I always want to kind of hear someone out, but if I see it happen, anytime I've seen it happen, it makes me blood red mad. Like I get very angry about it. But so I don't mean to sound like I'm seeming like it's okay. I just honestly haven't read enough. He needs to resign strictly just on the business grounds.
Yeah.
And what I do hope happens though is if this is so bad that the NFL doesn't put up any roadblocks to protect anyone. Like, let's fucking if this is the way it's going to go, then let's rip the Band-Aid off and let's expose it all and let's see it all. Because Anthony, we were kind of chatting like, and I just said it too, is like there's more of this to come. For example, Adam Schefter also had this release come out where I don't know if it was part of the emails that was released, so someone must have got a hold of some emails, but basically Adam Schefter sent an email to the Washington football team owner, whoever that might be.
Bruce Allen.
Yeah, and called him Mr. Editor and asked him for anything that should be added, changed, or tweaked. And he's a professional. Now, this is totally not to compare it to racist and misogynistic or homophobic, etc. emails and slangs. However, this is just another kind of piece of the crumb, let's say, that's falling off here. And what he said is, and I kind of can understand him, like, he's in a position, Adam Schefter's in a position of being in the NFL media. He needs to hold good standings with teams so he gets the information first. That's part of his job. So he's trying to play two sides here is what I think. He sent an email or an article so the owner could look over it. However, his defense in his statement here is basically like, I'd never let anyone do final edit on my work, but I do want to get facts right. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a gray area, but this is just an example of something else that's coming out of this.
How it's going to extend itself to more people than just John Gruden.
So who are they going to have? Is it the assistant coach? Like, who coaches a team for Sunday, coming into Sunday?
There'll be an interim head coach. Which is usually, it depends. It's usually like offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator.
Right. So it'll be someone who knows this scheme, and
it would have to be
not coming up to this close. Do they have? Can you see if we can pull that up just to wrap this one up?
Yeah. Rich Bezakia.
Rich Eisen. He's a journalist.
Oh yeah, I know this guy.
Yeah.
So what's his position? Like, what was he?
It's a good question. We're not prepared for this.
I mean, anybody who's listening at 53 minutes right now is probably just like, why wouldn't you guys just take 5 minutes, read the article so they could give me the points?
Because we didn't really know we were going to be Googling the interim head coach.
Yeah, I don't know. He must have done something.
Okay, you guys talk. I'll figure it out.
Hang on.
Well, you can't. Rich versus, look, we're looking at all Rich Bayaski.
They've already got him switched to interim head coach and special teams coordinator. So that's an odd combination, but okay.
He was the special teams coordinator. So he wasn't even offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. He was the special teams coordinator.
Well, I guess,
you know what? In that regards, he probably knows more of the guys and he has more aspect of the whole team structure. But that just seems weird to me to go with the special teams coordinator for it.
Best case scenario, they're still not prepared when we see them on November
23rd.
Yeah, that's 5th. What I'm hoping.
25th.
I'm hoping they just nosedive.
But it is. Hey, that's the last. It is official.
Oh yeah, it's officially booked.
Yeah, we're booked. We're
Cowboys
CanFan
and the Bandwagon Boys are coming out
we haven't booked game tickets But I still think we have to wait till it gets closer because right now, game tickets are insane.
And Cowboys Nations, if you got tailgater parties, you got lines on great tickets, hit us up.
We also want to know where all the hot barbecue joints are. So
like hot, as in like when you eat them, they're hot, or just spicy. Like give me some
spicy
both,
Dallas.
sure.
Some
I want some
Texas
sweet
barbecue.
I want sweet.
That's
I
what we
want.
Okay, see you on the live stream week 6. This is a great
live stream,
episode,
better
boys.
hit it up, Bandwagon Boys. This was a weird episode. I feel like we weren't firing all cylinders, but who gives a fuck?
I felt good. I felt great.
You felt
I felt good about it.
The Bandwagon
Like I
Boys
said,
always feel good.
We're in that lull, that season lull right now. So it's the forced for weeks. It's done. It's time to get down to business.
Yeah, let's go.
What up?